I just checked to see if like the angle's good.
Yeah, I got you.
Don't worry if I look at it.
I hear you. You're good.
You good? Just
All
do
right.
your thing.
All right. So I take it that audio is working, so we're good. I take it that audio is working.
Yeah.
We're good. All right. Well, you heard that. We're up, everybody, here. Georgia Highlands Gym, Georgia Highlands College, for some collegiate basketball here. Georgia Highland Chargers taking on the South Georgia Tech Jets. Both teams coming into the game a sub 500 record, 7-6 record for your Georgia Highland Chargers. The South Georgia Techs around the same record with a 9-6 or 9-7 record coming in tonight, rather. Jets looking for some revenge in this game, though. It would be their first win against the Chargers since January 31st, 2015, a 91-83 win down in Americus, Georgia, at the home of South Georgia Tech 2 seasons ago, or well, 3 seasons ago, rather. Now, these Georgia Highlands Chargers, an annual powerhouse here in the GCAA, winning multiple region championships. You can see them around the gym. You can see many banners here. A young program, still somewhat in its infancy, but an established program nonetheless. Some great years at the start. You see some of the players warming up. Great drive to the hoop there by number 24, Noel, Sandro Noel. And due to a 7-6 record, I mean, don't let that change your mindset about this team. This team is still a very talented team. They've hit some bumps on the road so far this year, but they've still got a chance to finish very strongly and compete for the region and the conference championship this season. About a minute and 40 seconds from tip-off here at Georgia Highlands Gym. Chargers Jets coming up in just a second. That will do it for the starting lineups. The starting lineups here for the South Georgia Tech Jets. Number 0, Devontae Foster. Number 1, Torio Simmons. Number 2, Adonis Green, the freshman. Number 11, DeJuan Bass. And number 34, Marquell Wiggins. Starters for your Georgia Highlands Chargers: number 0, Tawan Johnson. Number 4, DeMarcus Addy. Number 13, Khalil Waters. Number 23, Jeremiah Buford. And number 24, Sandro Noel. Jumping for each team, Devontae Foster for the Jets and Sandro Noel for the Chargers. Tip goes to the Chargers. Top of the key, it is Addy. Addy goes left, comes back to the center. Up for 3 from Addy. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by number 2, Green. Jets up the court. It's it is number 1. That's Torio Simmons at top of the key. Dribbling against DeMarcus Addy. DeMarcus Addy stingy on defense. Simmons slips by him, turns around, passes back to number 34. That's Marquell Wiggins. Up for 3, up and no good off the glass. Rebounded by number 3, Quayon Williams-King. Passes up and good to Sandro Noel. Layup is good. A rocket down the court, inbounds pass. Well, the inbounds pass went to Devontae Foster, but it is absolutely sent into another dimension by Sandro Noel, who just had a huge layup on the other end. Score is now 2-0. The Highlands Chargers lead with 19-12 left here in the first half. They're going to call a foul on the block, however. That is going to send number 0, Devontae Foster, to the line the first time tonight. First foul of the night for Sandro Noel. First foul of the night for either team. First shot is up and good from Foster. Foster getting ready for his second shot. Shot is up, and he misses the second time around. Rebounded by the Chargers. Pass up to DeMarcus Addy. Gets trapped, pass it off to Jeremiah Buford, back to Addy. Top of the key, it's Williams-King for a layup up and no good off the glass. Rebounded by Foster. Foster throws it up. Passes it up the court. Number 10, that was Duran Green. It was missed. He missed the layup. And on the ensuing rebound, it's tipped out of bounds by the Jets. Now it's Chargers ball. Chargers ball here with just under 19 minutes left in the first half. Khalil Waters inbounds it. Gets it off to Buford. Pass it back to Addy. A pass up to Quayon Williams-King, and it is blocked. Blocked by Adonis Green, and the rebound is going to go to the Jets. Marquell Wiggins has it now near the paint. Passes it back to a wide open Torio Simmons for 3. Up and good. Three-pointer from Torio Simmons gives the Jets a 4-2 lead here. Williams-King has it, passed it to Addy. Addy at the right part of the court is going to dribble it back to the center, standing on that Chargers logo at midcourt. Dribbles it out to the left. Passes it back, number 13, that's Khalil Waters. Khalil Waters drives to the lane, up and good on the layup, and 1. Going to get an opportunity to get an and 1 here as the foul is going to be called on number 2 of the Jets. That is Adonis Green. Adonis Green, the freshman, sending number 13, Khalil Waters, to the line. Khalil Waters, a redshirt freshman from Douglasville, Georgia. The shot is up and good. Chargers regain the lead 5-4 here with 18 minutes left in the first. Jets basketball, they're dribbling it up the court. It's Simmons again. Trying to put on some moves on DeMarcus Addy. Gets around him and hits wide open DeJuan Bass. Goes up for layup and got it. 6-5, the Jets retake the lead. Addy gets it up to Jeremiah Buford. Back to Addy. Back to Buford, who brings it up midcourt. He's going to hand it off to Addy now. Near the Chargers logo at midcourt. Going to pass it up to Waters. Waters up and good, no good for the layup. It's going to be rebounded by Jeremiah Buford, though the tallest man on the court at the moment. It's going to get it to Addy, a jumper up and no good, and it's going to be rebounded, and that rebound's going to go to Adonis Green of the Jets. Green passed it to Torio Simmons. Very fast player, as you can tell already early on here in the game. Being guarded by one of the faster players on the Chargers team for sure, Addy. Noel now in coverage of Simmons. Simmons gets by him, tries to hit a wide open man for three, dribbles it in the three-point line, puts up a jumper, and it's no good. That jumper from DeJuan Bass. Chargers trail at 6-5 here. A little under 17 minutes here left to play in the first. DeMarcus Addy brings it up midcourt. Dribbles it off to the left, passes back to Sandro Noel for a three-pointer. It's up and no good from the Hollywood, Florida prospect, the Southern University of Louisiana transfer. Torio Simmons has it. They're going to call a foul on number 2 of the Jets. That is Adonis Green's second foul here in the first few minutes of the first period. Second team foul for the Jets. They lead it here 6-5, 16:39 left in the first period. Inbounds it again. Inbounds goes to Buford, who hands it off to Addy. Addy being covered by Torio Simmons. Brings it up midcourt. He hands it off. Number 3. Well, number 3, Quayon Williams-King had it, tried to get it to Jeremiah Buford, and it trickles out of bounds. It's going to be Jets basketball now. Looking to inbounds it for the Jets, number 0, Devontae Foster. Gets it into Torio Simmons. Torio Simmons passes it up to DeJuan Bass for a layup, up no good, and it was an alley-oop instead. Went to Marquell Wiggins, it was no good. They get it back to him in the paint, puts up a layup, and it's no good. It is blocked away by Jeremiah Buford, and the rebound goes to the Chargers. Buford brings it up the court. He brings it up the court. The Chargers had numbers, tried to get it to Sandro Noel there, but it's going to be kicking. It's going to give the Jets possession again. Pretty sloppy play here by both teams early on. Going to have to see if one team or both teams can't get it together here later on in this game. Checking in for number 13, as number 13, Khalil Waters, takes a seat as number 20, A.J. Farrer. A.J. Farrer, a sophomore guard from Duluth, Georgia, a transfer from Morehouse College in Atlanta. Chargers are going to get the ball. Buford looking to inbounds it. Can't find an open man, rifles it down to Quayon Williams-King, who gets it, tries to get it to Addy. He almost loses it out of bounds, but saves it. Holds it at the right part of the court, again being guarded by Torio Simmons. He drives it in, fakes the layup, passes it out to Sandro Noel for 3. Up and no good, but rebounded by Farrer. They're going to call a jump ball. They're going to say that number 11, DeJuan Bass, calls the jump ball there on Farrer, and that will give the Jets possession, I believe. DeJuan Bass looking to inbounds it. He had a man, number 12, Ameshawan Alford, wide open down the court, but couldn't get it to him. Instead, takes a safe route and gives it to Torio Simmons. Simmons brings it up the court. Standing just to the left of that Charger logo. They get it in the paint up, and it was nearly just a wide open layup from Marquell Wiggins, but he waited too long to get it, mishandled the ball off of the pass, and ends up getting fouled on the layup. The foul is going to go on number 23, Jeremiah Buford. Jeremiah Buford's first foul. Again, the foul going on Jeremiah Buford, a redshirt freshman from Atlanta, Georgia, recruited from Central Gwinnett High School, and Buford's going to take a seat. Coming in for him is Shea Brown, the freshman guard from Regent Park, Ontario, Canada. Father Henry Carr High School product. First shot was up and good. Second shot was missed by Wiggins. Chargers have now Brown pass it up. Farrer puts up layup up and no good, and it's rebounded by Foster. Foster gets it to Simmons, trying to speed up the pace of the game a little bit. Simmons has it up for 3, and it's good. And that is not what you want to see if you are a Chargers fan right now. The Jets take a 10-5 lead. Alley-oop up and no good. They're going to call a foul, though. Looked like Shea Brown was trying to get an alley-oop going to, I believe, Quayon Williams-King, and call a foul on the alley-oop. They're going to call it the first personal foul on DeJuan Bass. Third team foul for the Jets. The Chargers have 2 team fouls. Jets lead 10-5 here, 15 minutes left in the first period. First shot from Williams King, up and good. His first trip to the line tonight. Getting ready to put up the second shot. The second shot is up and good. Brings the lead to, cuts into the lead a little bit. 10-7, Jets now lead. Inbounds pass goes to the Jets. Shea Brown of the Chargers tried to get a steal there, but a little bit too much contact, and they're going to call a foul every time on that. First personal foul for Shea Brown. Jets regain possession here on the foul. Inbounds pass goes to Marquell Wiggins. Wiggins rifles it up the court. It's number 12, Alford. Alford gets it to 11. DeJuan Bass for 3, up and no good. Rebound's going to be tipped out of bounds by the Jets, and they're going to give the Chargers possession. 50-50 call right there. Couldn't really tell from where we are who tipped out of bounds, but the ref has a better vantage point. He says that it was tipped out by South Georgia Tech, and that gives Georgia Highlands possession again. Shea Brown bringing it up the court again. The freshman Brown from Canada. Passes it to the left. That's A.J. Farr. Farr, the Atlanta product, passes it back to a wide open number 4, that being DeMarcus Addy. The shot was up and no good. Farr gets it in the paint, and then there's a scramble for it on the court. I believe they're going to call a timeout, and South Georgia Tech's going to call a timeout to gain possession. The score is 10-7. Jets lead over the Chargers. 14:36 left here in the first period. South Georgia Tech Jets taking a timeout here. And you just heard the over announcer there that at halftime they will be honoring the Georgia Highlands Chargers baseball team. They won their first conference championship this past season. They will be honoring them with the conference championship. I believe they would have rings and everything there, the whole 9 yards. Very big accomplishment for the baseball team. We're all very proud of them. Coming back into play here out of the timeout. South Georgia Tech again regains possession. The scramble on the court, they recovered it and took the timeout quickly. Simmons looking to inbounds it. Inbounds at number 34, that's Marquell Wiggins. He gets it to Alford now. Alford on a fast break. Goes all the way down the court, but it's blocked by Sandro Noel. Unfortunately for the Chargers, after the block, it looked like Farr and Williams King were trying to get it, save it from going out of bounds, and did the opposite. Chargers tip it out of bounds. Jets get possession. Simmons looking to inbounds it again. Looking for an open man. Gets it to Wiggins. The jumper up and no good, and it's rebounded by Williams King. Williams King's bringing it down the court. Goes up for a layup, up and good. Simmons gets it for the Jets off the court. A layup, a whole lot of contact, but he makes it. 8 points here in the first period for Torio Simmons. Chargers get the ball wide open. Sandro Noel for 3, up and good. Hollywood, Florida's own Sandro Noel for 3. Jets bring it up the court. It's Simmons again. Surprise, surprise. Puts up a layup, up and no good, but it's rebounded by Foster, who makes the layup that time. Chargers get the ball back. It's Quayon Williams King. I believe I've heard him saying Quayon Johnson. Make a change real quick. Hand it off here. Going to pass it over to number 4. That's DeMarcus Addy. Gets it back to Williams King. Tries to make a move. Looks like it's ripped away from him by the Jets. They're going to call a kicking foul on Williams King. That will give the Jets possession again. Simmons, their do-it-all guard, looking to inbounds it again. Quick pass goes to Alford. And a wide open Wiggins down the court. Puts up a layup, but it's blocked. It's up and no good. Rebounded by Wiggins, though. Second layup up and awkward. Almost went in, though, but it's rebounded by the Chargers. Shea Brown now bringing it down the court. Does a little stutter step and passes it back to Addy. Now wide open is number 33. That's Tyler Thornton in the game. Makes a layup and draws the foul. It's going to send Tyler Thornton to the line. We'll see who they call the foul on here shortly. Tyler Thornton, a 6'7" freshman forward from South Atlanta High School. They're going to call a foul on who from the Jets? I believe it's going to go on, let's see. It's going to go on number 33, Samuel Mattis, freshman. Again, that's going to send Tyler Thornton to the line. First time to the line tonight, first trip to the line, rather, for Tyler Thornton. Jets lead at 14-12 here, 13 minutes left in the first period. The shot is up and no good. They're going to call a pushing foul on number 20. I believe that'll be on Farrer. A.J. Farrer of the Chargers, and that gives the Jets possession here. Simmons has it. Calling something here. The Jets are going to keep possession here. Inbounding it is number 11. That is DeJuan Bass. DeJuan Bass looking to inbounds it and does to Meshuan Offord. Gets it back to Simmons, up to Offord. Offord looking to get it to Samuel Mattis, but throws it out of bounds. Basically a Nick Marshall overthrow right there. Any football fans, that's going to give the Chargers possession. Inbounds get number 13. Waters gets it to Shea Brown. Shea Brown brings it up the court, gives it back to Waters. Waters tries to drive against Devontae Foster. Did they call a jump ball there? They did call a jump ball. As he was going to try to drive to the hoop, Devontae Foster caused a jump ball there, but the Chargers do retain possession. Inbounding it is Quayon Williams-King. He gets it in. The layup is up and no good by Tyler Thornton. It is rebounded by number 13. I believe that is Khalil Waters, and it goes out of bounds. I believe that they would give the possession to the Jets. That'd be my guess. Well, Chargers, I guess they're going to say that a Jet knocked it out of bounds. Obviously, the refs having a better vantage point than us up here. And that keeps Georgia Highlands basketball tied at 14 now. The Chargers have battled back. The bounce pass goes to Waters, up to number 5. That's Barton. A shot up and no good from Williams-King, and it's going to be rebounded by Khalil Waters. Going up and over the man, though. And they're going to call a foul on him. First personal foul on Khalil Waters. Fifth team foul, rather, for the Chargers. Again, it's tied at 14 here with 12:33 left in the first period. Jets basketball get it up to Simmons. Now all the way down the court, it's Samuel Mattis. Keeps it inbounds barely, but they're going to say he stepped out. Great job there by Khalil Waters to force Mattis to as close to the out-of-bounds line as he could, tipping it out of bounds. And then when Mattis tried to keep it in bounds, stepped on the line. That's going to give the Chargers the basketball. Good job by Khalil Waters there. Inbounds pass goes to Shea Brown. Shea Brown dribbling to the right. It's going to pass it to the right. That's A.J. Banton. Banton gets it to Waters. Back to Brown. Fakes the drive and slows it down a little bit. Up for three. Brown, no good. And it's rebounded by Samuel Mattis of the Jets. Gets it up to number 11. That's DeJuan Bass. Puts up a layup up and no good. And they're going to call a foul on the Chargers. They call it on number 15. That's going to be the second personal foul on Shea Lyndon Brown. 16 foul for the Chargers. 14-14 ball game here. 12:02 left in the first period. DeJuan Bass going to the line for the first time tonight. First shot is up and no good from the sophomore. Some substitutions going on. Shea Brown going to take a seat and bringing in Jeremiah Buford. Buford, the redshirt freshman from Atlanta. DeJuan Bass, second shot up and no good again. It's going to be rebounded by the Jets, but they're going to call a foul. It's going to be a pushing foul. And it's on number 0, Devontae Foster, his first personal foul. 15 foul for the Jets, and that gives Chargers possession. Waters trying to find an open man. Finally, seems like right before the ref was going to blow his whistle, he gets it up to A.J. Banton. Banton bringing it up the court. Gives it to DeMarcus Addy, the starter. Jeremiah Buford has it now, and it's almost ripped away from him. I don't know how he kept it there. He gives it to Banton. Banton throws it back to Khalil Waters for three, up and good. He got it.
Khalil Waters for
6 points here in the first period from Khalil Waters. That gives the Chargers 17-14 lead. Jets fast down the court. DeJuan Bass has it. Backing up near the three-point line, and he tries to get it in the paint, and it's stolen by the Chargers, but then lost possession is A.J. Banton. DeJuan Bass has it again. Now he tries to get it to Samuel Mattis, but they're going to call a travel on DeJuan Bass. Been calling his name a lot here recently. Tried to get it there in the paint to Samuel Mattis. I don't know if anybody was going to be able to stop Mattis there, but before he did, he traveled, and that's going to give Chargers the possession again. Here up 17-14 with just over 11 minutes left in the first period. Banton making it fast, charge to the hoop, and he puts in a layup. 19-14 now, Chargers lead. Pass from Simmons up and good to Wiggins. Got Foster in the paint. Shot is up and no good, and it was blocked by Tyler Thornton. Comes away with a rebound, and Buford has it now. Coming fast down the court, and it's A.J. Banton at the right. Gives it back to close side here to DeMarcus Addy. Now A.J. Banton can slow it down a little bit, set up his offense. Dribbles out to the right, hands it off to Addy. Top of the key, it's Addy, passes it to Khalil Waters. Waters hands it off to Jeremiah Buford. Pick play three, up and no good from Jeremiah Buford. It hits the scaffolding above the rim, and it's going to give possession to the Jets. Out of bounds on the shot from Jeremiah Buford. The Atlanta, Georgia native, and it's going to send the possession to South Georgia Technical College. SGTC with the ball. It's Torio Simmons now. Pass it back to Foster. Tries to get an open passer. Gets it to Torio Simmons. Gets it up to DeJuan Bass. Barely keeps it up. Throws it across the court. That's number 15. Three-pointer up and no good from DeMonte Green, the freshman. Goes out of bounds. Going to be Chargers basketball now. Chargers basketball here. Khalil Waters still in the game, looking to pass it to A.J. Banton, more than likely. DeMarcus Addy coming back to the ball, and he gets it to Addy instead. A.J. Banton has it now, trying to get it up midcourt, and he does. Almost stolen away from him, though, by Green. Banton keeps with it, though, goes up, put up a layup, and almost good, and almost gets a steal there, but does draw a foul. First foul called on A.J. Banton. He was reaching in there on Devontae Foster. 16 foul for the Chargers. Torio Simmons gets it up to Green. Green drives to the hoop, passes it back to Wiggins. Wiggins throws it across his body all the way to Foster. And almost a monster dunk there by DeJuan Bass, but no good rebound from the Chargers. And on the other side, it's Khalil Waters. Khalil Waters with an unbelievable dunk. Brings the lead 21-14 for the Chargers. Jets going to call a timeout there. You got to call a timeout after you get just posterized like that. Great dunk there by Khalil Waters. Khalil Waters, number 13. He's a redshirt freshman forward, again from Douglasville, Georgia. Played at Douglas County High School. Transferred from Lincoln Memorial University in Tennessee. 11.5 points per game on the season. 46% field goal percentage. And it's only going to go up with that dunk. Nice crowd here tonight. Come support the Chargers here at the Corral. Surely also coming here to support the baseball team, getting honored at halftime. Again, your Georgia Highlands Chargers leading 21-14 over the South Georgia Technical College Jets. Play is about set to resume after a monster dunk from Khalil Waters. Let's see who the Chargers are going to send back in. They're going to send in Khalil Waters. Also coming in Tyler Thornton, DeMarcus Addy, A.J. Banton, and Jeremiah Buford. Jets get the ball, bringing it up the court. It's Torio Simmons. Heavy defense by the Chargers, but Wiggins gets it. Marquel Wiggins puts in a layup. His third points of the game. Chargers getting down the court fast. A.J. Banton gets it. Tyler Thornton Shot is up and good from the freshman Thornton. His second basket of the night. Jets have it now. DeJuan Bass trying to put up a dunk, and it's almost blocked, and is. But the rebound does go to Devontae Foster, and they're going to call a travel on Foster, giving the Chargers the ball back. Whole lot of momentum, big momentum swing here for the Chargers. That's exactly what you want early on in the game like this, a conference game, a GCAA conference game, a game that you really need to win if you're the Chargers. Banton has it now, dribbling to the right side, cuts back towards the center. Gets it to Addy. Addy throws it across the court. Jeremiah Buford back to Banton. Back to Buford. Tries to get it to Buford, and it's stolen by Torio Simmons. Brings it up the court. It's DeJuan Bass. Puts in a layup over the overstretched arms of Tyler Thornton. Chargers have it now. Three-pointer up and no good from Jeremiah Buford. They're going to say that it was tipped out of bounds by the Chargers. They're going to say Tyler Thornton tipped it out of bounds. It's going to give the Jets basketball. Tyler Thornton and A.J. Banton going to take a seat. Coming in, Sandro Noel and Quayon Williams-King. Jets have it now. It's Devontae Foster up to Simmons. Simmons bringing it up the court. I don't think he's taking a seat all night yet. Simmons gets to the top of the key. It's Bass all the way down the court. DeMonte Green now. It's Foster again. Foster jumper up and no good. Stingy defense there by Sandro Noel calls the miss. Wiggins gets it back to Simmons, and now DeMonte Green's going to slow down the pace of the game a little bit. Dribbles back, goes to the far side, passes it for a shot, three-pointer up and good from Torio Simmons. Basketball now in DeMarcus Addy's hands. They're going to call a timeout by the Chargers. Chargers taking the timeout here. Chargers lead 23-21. The Jets with a bit of a momentum push right there, starting to come back in the game. 8 minutes left here in the first period. 23-21 Chargers lead. Go ahead and look at scoring real quick for your Chargers. 4 points for Quayon Williams-King, 2 points for A.J. Banton, 8 points for Khalil Waters, 5 points for Sandro Noel of Hollywood, Florida, and 4 points of Tyler Thornton. For the Jets, 3 points for Devontae Foster, 11 points for Torio Simmons here early on, 4 points for DeJuan Bass, and 3 points for Marquell Wiggins. Again, the score 23-21. Georgia Highlands lead as it looks like both teams are about ready to get it started again. Only 8 minutes left here in the first period. Coming onto the court for the Chargers, Sandro Noel, Jeremiah Buford, Khalil Waters, DeMarcus Addy, and Quayon Williams-King. And DeMarcus Addy looking to inbound it. Nope. Instead, Khalil Waters will. He gets it in to DeMarcus Addy. Standing right over that Chargers logo at midcourt, looking to set up his offense. Addy dribbles it to the far side, brings it to the center. Trying to get it to Noel, and does. Fakes a three and gets it back to Addy for three. Up and good from DeMarcus Addy. His first basket of the night. Great shot by DeMarcus Addy, sophomore guard from Manchester, Georgia. Transfer from Southern Union State Community College down in Wadley, Alabama. Jets ball now. Torio Simmons has it. He's going to dribble it towards the left side. Brings it back towards the center, heavily guarded by Williams-King. Now Green has it. Green fakes a jumper, passes it back to Simmons. Simmons puts up a jumper up and no good, but it's going to get rebounded. Almost lost on the rebound by Foster, and now it looks like it is. And a crazy turn of events right there. The Jets did get the rebound. Foster tried to put a layup, but he was blocked by probably the shortest person on the court right there, DeMarcus Addy. And the play ends with second personal foul from Jeremiah Buford. 7th team foul for the Chargers. Chargers leading 26-21, 7 minutes left in the first period. Going to the line, number 34, Marquell Wiggins of the Jets, his second trip to the line tonight. First shot up and good. 26-22 now. Wiggins readying his second shot. Shot is up and no good this time. It's going to get rebounded by Williams King. Addy bringing it up the court now. He's going to dribble to the far side. Trying to get it to Buford, but it's stolen away by Foster. Foster brings it up the court. Passes it back to Green. Devontae Green holding the ball right over mid-court. He's going to dribble it to the left. And he gets it to Simmons, almost pulled up for a three, but chose differently. Wiggins drives it in for the hoop and misses a dunk, but they're going to call a foul. Call a foul on number 4. First personal foul on DeMarcus Addy. 18th foul for the Chargers. 5 personal fouls here for the Jets. 6:37 left in the first period. 26-22 Chargers lead. Marquell Wiggins looking to cut into that lead. First shot is up and good. Khalil Waters going to take a seat. Coming in is A.J. Farrer. Second shot from Wiggins up and no good. Rebounded by Farrer. DeMarcus Addy brings it up the court now. Dribbling it up on the far side of the court, brings it back towards the near side. Gets it to Quayon Williams King. Williams King heavily guarded there by the stingy defense. Gets it to Farrer. Almost loses possession. Gets it out to Jeremiah Buford. Wide open Williams King now. And he gets it to Sandra Noel. Fakes the shot. Puts up a second shot. Up and no good. It's going to get rebounded by Noel. Tipped around a little bit there, but puts up another layup up and no good, and this one gets rebounded by the Jets. Pass from Simmons back to DeMonte Green. Three-pointer up and good from Green. And just like that, it is tied now, 26-26. After that huge momentum swing from after the Khalil Waters dunk, these Jets have fallen all the way back and tied it up at 26 with just under 6 minutes left to play in the first period. Marcus Addy has it now, passes it to the right. It's Williams King back to the left. Addy back to Williams King for 3, up and no good, but it's rebounded by Sandro Noel, and he almost gets the putback. He's going to get fouled. See who they're going to call the foul on. It's number 3 they're calling the foul on. Or number 34, rather, Marquell Wiggins. Second personal foul for him. First shot from Noel up and no good. Wiggins going to take a seat for the Jets. Devontae Foster comes back into the game. Noel readying his second shot. Shot is up and good. 27-26 Chargers lead here with just under 6 minutes left in the first period. Foster tries to get it up, and to DeJuan Bass. Ends up going to number 32, Nemanja Jovanic, the Serbian freshman. DeJuan Bass has it, tries to get it to another player, but it gets stolen by Quayon Williams King. Fast break up and no good layup. Rebounded by Bass, and now the Jets have numbers. It's Torio Simmons layup up and good, and that gives the Jets their first lead in a while. Jets get possession there. Chargers trying to get it down the court and make a mistake, and now it's Jets basketball with a 28-27 lead, 5 minutes left in the first period. Torio Simmons has it now on the close side of the court, trying to get it up the midcourt, gets it to Bass, and now there's Jovanic, but a huge block there by Farrer on the Jovanic layup. Simmons for 3 though, up and good, and you can't let that happen. 31-27, the Jets leading now. See who they're going to call foul on. It looks like it's going to be on the Jets there. Technical foul on number 15. Wow, that's a big foul. DeMonte Green, the freshman, is going to get called for a technical. That's going to send Shea Brown to the line. 17 foul for the South Georgia Technical College Jets. First shot from Brown up and good. His first point of the night, first trip to the line. Shea Brown from Canada, the freshman guard. Taking his time before he puts up the second shot. Shot is up and no good. He misses the second one. Chargers will get the basketball back. Jeremiah Buford can inbounds it. Gets it into Brown. Brown gets it, passes it out to the right. It's Jeremiah Buford. Jeremiah Buford to the center. It's Shea Brown. Brown gets it to Addy. Gets it to Sandra Noel in the corner for three, up and good. Rattles around and gets it in there. That ties it up at 31. That's why that technical was such a big foul. It's tied up at 31 now. Simmons bringing it up the court. Gets it to number 20. That is Dominique Walker. Now Simmons holding it. 4 minutes left here. 4 minutes and some change left here in the first period. Simmons guarded by Addy. He's going to break out to the far side and gets it to a wide open Foster. And even more wide open to Juan Bass, but blocked by Shea Brown. And they're going to call a foul on Shea Brown.
Personal foul, Georgia Highlands, number 15, Shea Brown. His
Third personal foul for the freshman guard. And he's going to have to take a seat, getting in foul trouble here early on. Quayon Williams-King getting ready to check in. I didn't really see a foul on that one personally. I thought it was a good block, but could see everything, I guess. Guess the ref saw more. First shot from DeJuan Bass up and good. Been a busy man at the line tonight. Second shot, no good. Getting ready for his third one here since it was a three-point shot, as Shea Brown officially taking a seat now. Third shot up and also no good. From DeJuan Bass. Chargers get the rebound. It's DeMarcus Addy bringing it up the court. Gets it to Quayon Williams-King, fakes a pass and gets it to Addy, but almost stolen by Bass. In the corner, almost a three-pointer from Jeremiah Buford, but fakes it. Sandra Noel in the opposite corner now. Quayon Williams-King gets it to Addy. To the corner is Jeremiah Buford, and he tries to get it there to Quayon Williams-King, and coming in hot there. They're going to call a foul on number 12. That's a Meshawan Offord. Jermaine Buford was trying to get it to Quayon Williams-King at the center, and Meshawan Offord of the Jets trying to get a steal there, and just comes crashing into Williams-King. He's going to the line. First shot up and no good. And rebounded by the Jets. DeJuan Bass has it, almost a travel. And a steal by Quayon Williams-King, bringing it up for the layup, up and good. Chargers now lead 33-32, 3:22 left here in the first period. DeJuan Bass gets it to Simmons. Simmons bringing it up the court for the Jets. Now it's Offord. Offord gets it to Simmons. Now it's DeJuan Bass, brings it towards the hoop. Tries to get it to Foster and does. Tipped around there. Simmons, three-point line, brings it in, puts up a layup up, and no good, but rebounded by Foster, up and no good again. And it's rebounded again here by number 1, that's Simmons. Now Offord has it, bringing it to the hoop, and they're going to call a foul there before he put up the shot, or as he was putting up the shot. Going to give DeMarcus Addy his second personal foul. 10th team foul for the Chargers. The Jets have 8 personal fouls. Chargers have 10. Or team fouls, rather. Offord going to the line. First shot up and no good from the sophomore. Still looking for his first point here in the game tonight. Checking back in, A.J. Banton, number 5 for the Chargers. Second shot Offord up, and he gets this one. First point of the night for Offord. 33-33 tie again. A.J. Banton bringing it up the court. Gets it to the right. In the corner for 3, Jeremiah Buford. A man right in his face. And just nails a three-pointer. His first shot made of the night. And now the Jets have the ball back, trying to cut in this three-point deficit again. DeJuan Bass all the way down the court and puts in a layup again. What's new? Quayon Williams-King has it now, gives it off to A.J. Banton. Banton has it and gives it to Farr. Farr getting tangled up there, and they're going to call a foul on Alford. Reaching in foul. Alford just cannot believe it. I guess he's never seen a reaching in foul before.
Number 12, finish on Alford. His second personal foul.
Second personal foul for Alford. 19th foul for the Jets. A.J. Farrer going to the line. First time going to the line tonight for A.J. Farrer. A.J. Farrer, a sophomore guard from Duluth, Georgia, in northeast Atlanta. Getting ready to put up his first shot. 1-1. First shot up and no good, and it's rebounded by Foster. Gives it off to number 15, that's Green. Green bringing it up the court. Does a spin move, dribbles it back a little bit, trying to bleed some of this clock off. 2 minutes, 6 seconds left here in the first period. Gets pass up to Foster and almost stolen, and is stolen by Quayon Williams-King. He's got Foster on skates and almost makes the layup. The rebound goes to Noel, and he puts too much on the dunk and doesn't make it. Dribbles it back and misses a jumper. You got to connect on one of those. You got to try to add to this 1-point lead. Chargers leading 36-35, minute 44 and ticking left here in the first period. Green has it. Foster has it, and it's ripped out of his hands again, but somehow gets to Torio Simmons, almost lost by him. Gets into the paint, goes to number 20, that's Walker, and Walker's first basket of the night. Dominic Walker for 2. Chargers have it now all the way down the court. A.J. Banton at the center, setting up some offensive calls. A.J. Farrer has it. No look pass to Buford, who was wide open, but didn't put up a 3. And tries to get it to Farrer, and Farrer's tangled up there with DeJuan Bass, and they're going to say Farrer's the one that tipped it out of bounds, not Bass, and that gives the Jets the basketball here. They lead 37-36, minute 17 left in the first period. Inbounds pass goes to Simmons, guarded by Williams-King. Dribbles to the far side, 3-pointer up, and no good from Green. Air ball, rebounded by Jeremiah Buford. Gets it up to A.J. Banton. Banton bringing it up the court, gets it to Buford. Buford gets it out to Williams-King in the corners. Almost lost it, gets it to Banton. Center of court for 3 up, and no good. Got to connect eventually. Rebounded by Devontae Foster. Gets it up to DeJuan Bass up the court, up and no good. Rebounded by Noel. Noel hands it off to Quayon Williams-King, who brings it up the court. Does a fake pass behind his back. Does a fake pass. It was a very nice pass, but lost control of the ball, and they're going to say it hit off of his shin. Goes out of bounds. That's going to give Jets basketball back. 37 seconds here in the first half. 37-36, South Georgia Tech. The Jets leading our Georgia Highlands Chargers here by points. Devontae Foster has it. Get it up to Dominique Walker. Almost stolen there. Gets it up to Torio Simmons. Jets had numbers. Shot is up and no good from a wide open 3 for Torio Simmons. Rebounded by Noel, and now A.J. Banton has it. Banton bringing it up the court. Is going to bring it to the right side of the court. 18 seconds and ticking. 18, 17, 16, 15. A.J. Banton holding it here, getting guarded by number 4 of the Jets. It's Malik Wilson, a freshman. Now Quayon Williams-King at top of the center court. 4-3-2, 3-pointer up from Williams-King, and it hits off the front of the rim. The Jets take a 37-36 lead here in a halftime. Again, South Georgia Tech College 37. The Jets leading Georgia Highlands 37-36 here by a point at halftime. We've reached halftime here in Rome, Georgia. Going ahead and start tallying up some of these numbers. 3 points in the first half from Devontae Foster. 3, 6, 9, 11. 16 points from Torio Simmons. Kept calling him his name a lot here in the first half. 7 points for DeJuan Bass. 1 point from Ameshawan Alford. 2 points from Dominique Walker. And 5 points from Marquell Wiggins in the first half for the Jets. And for your Georgia Highlands Chargers, Quayon Williams-King with 6 points. 6 points also for DeMarcus Addy. 2 points from A.J. Banton. 8 points rather for Khalil Waters. 1 point for Shea Brown off of the free throw. 3 points for Jeremiah Buford. 9 points for Sandra Noel, leading all Highlands scorers. And 4 points for Tyler Thornton here in the first half. Well, in a pretty exciting, very tight first half, the Jets find themselves on top here after one half of play. We'll be back here in about just under 13 minutes, or just over 13 minutes rather. We'll be back here for the second half. We'll be able to also, thank you, we'll also be able to see some of this Georgia Highlands baseball ceremony here, giving the baseball team their conference championship. We'll announce some of that also, but for now, we'll be back in a little while, y'all. Again, the Jets lead 37-36 over the Georgia Highlands Chargers here at halftime. second half of action. Jets leads 37-36 here. Foster has it now. Gets it out to Wiggins. Wiggins gets it to the right side. It's Simmons now. Rico Simmons gets it to the far right. It's DeJuan Bass. Goes up for a layup, up and no good, and they're going to call a foul. Call a foul on number 2, Andre Bernard.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
Oop, my bad. The wrong person there. It's going to go on Sandra Neal instead. Number 24, second personal foul. First foul in the second half for either team. First shot is up and no good from Adonis Green. Adonis Green checking into the game. I had been mispronouncing in the first half. Number 3 is Tawan Johnson. So Tawan Johnson had 6 points first half, not Quayon Williams-King. Has the second shot is up and good from Adonis Green. But Tawan Johnson, 6 points for the Chargers. DeMarcus Addy bringing it down the court. Passes it to the left side. That is Jermaine Buford. Gives it to the corner. It is Tawan Johnson. Far right, Addy. Back to Addy. Gets it in the paint to Waters. Passes it to the back. Three-pointer attempt up and good from Addy. And a little bit of an acting job, but I guess as long as you get it, the foul called, it doesn't matter. Three-pointer is good, and he's going to go to the line for a possible 4-point play.
DeMarcus Addy for 3.
DeMarcus Addy, the sophomore guard, again from Manchester, Georgia. Small town about an hour northeast of Columbus, Georgia. The shot is up and good, and that's a 4-point play from DeMarcus Addy. Makes the score 40-38 rather. The Highlands Chargers leading now. Rico Simmons had it. Drove all the way down the out-of-bounds line under the basket, trying to get it to Foster. Tipped out of bounds by Buford, I believe. And it's going to stay Jets basketball. Simmons looking to inbounds it now. Gets it to Bass. DeJuan Bass setting up his offense now, guarded by Addy. Can bring it up the center, driving in the paint, hand it off there. Number 2, Adonis Green, but it's no good. It was blocked. Charger basketball now. Tawan Johnson going up for the layup, up and no good, but he does a good job to draw the foul. Foul's going to be called on number 34. Third personal foul for Marquell Wiggins, the starter for these South Georgia Tech Jets. Got to try to get these free points while you can. In a tight game like this, Chargers leading 40-38. 18:45 left here in the game. First shot. No good. Shot is up and no good from Tawan Johnson, rather. Has 6 points in the game so far. First shot up and good. 41-38. Georgia Highlands leads over South Georgia Tech. Simmons brings it up the court, drives all the way down the right out of bounds line. Drives it to the center now. Gets it back to Green. Green gets it up at the center of the court, and it's DeJuan Bass now. DeJuan Bass guarded by DeMarcus Addy. Trying to set up a pick, tries to get it out to Adonis Green, throws it out of bounds. It's going to be Georgia Highlands basketball now. Good job by the Georgia Highlands defense. Force a bad pass there. Try to get possession back for their offense. Khalil Waters inbounds it to DeMarcus Addy. DeMarcus Addy, top of the key, standing on that Charger logo. Drive to the right. In the paint to Khalil Waters, and he gets fouled by Devontae Foster, his second foul of the game.
Personal foul, South Georgia Tech, number 2, Adonis Green. Third personal foul, third team foul.
Third personal foul for Devontae Foster. Or nope, they're not going to call on Foster. I'm not sure then. They're going to call it on number 34, Wiggins. Third personal foul. And it's going to remain Georgia Highlands basketball. Now Addy has it, drives for a layup, up and no good, but he tries to get his own rebounds, but hits it back to Tawan Johnson. Tawan Johnson hands it off there. Now it's Addy. Addy gets it to Buford in the on the left side, gets it to Noel in the paint, jumper up and good from Sandro Noel. Jets basketball. Bass passes it back to Green. DeMonte Green has it, guarded by DeMarcus Addy. Gets it up to the corner to Bass, and Bass tries to get it to Green, but it's stolen away by Tawan Johnson. Fast break, Khalil Waters goes up and makes the layup. Great transition offense there by the Chargers. Good job by the Douglasville, Georgia native Khalil Waters on the finish. 45-38, Georgia Highlands lead. 17 minutes left here in the second period, rather. Jets basketball. They're trying to get it in the paint to Foster, but it looks like they're going to call Bass on a foul. It's going to be the third foul of the game for Bass. Blocking foul, or a charge rather, on Bass, and gives Georgia Highlands possession up 7. Marcus Addy brings it up the court. Setting up his offense slowly here. Tawan Johnson has it now, top of the key. Gives it to Jermaine Buford. Goes up awkwardly. Foul is going to be called. Let's see who they call the foul on. It's going to be on 15.
Personal foul, South Georgia Tech, number 15, DeMonte Green.
DeMonte Green. Second foul of the game for DeMonte Green. Of course, he had the technical earlier. First shot is up and good from Buford. Buford's first trip to the line tonight. His 4th point of the game. Extends the lead 46-38. Second shot also good. Excuse me. Extends the lead 47-38 now. Rico Simmons brings it up the court. Gets it to the right side. It's DeMonte Foster. They're going to call a foul on the Chargers. I believe it's going to be on number 23. Jermaine Buford. Yep. I guess he's going to go on Sandra O'Neal instead. Third personal foul on Sandra O'Neal, the transfer from Southern University of Louisiana. Inbounds pass for the Jets goes to Foster. Foster has it in the corner, guarded by Khalil Waters. Waits for his teammate to get open in the paint, gets it to him. They're going to call a travel, though. Dominique Walker, the freshman, he had it under the basket, but they're going to call a travel before he can put the shot up. He gives possession to these Georgia Highlands Chargers. DeMarcus Addy has it now, top of the key. Gives it Tyler Thornton in the corner was Tawan Johnson. They were too slow reacting to it, or they could have had a 3-pointer from him. Tyler Thornton has it now, driving in the paint, up and no good, and they're going to call a travel on him before he gets it. Before he gets the shot up, Tyler Thornton travels. That gives Jets possession. Dominic Walker inbounds it to Rico Simmons. Rico Simmons bringing it up the court. Little skip he does all the way up the court. He's super fast when he ain't doing that. Gets it to Foster at the center. Foster trying to get some room from Khalil Waters. Gets a pass back to DeMonte Green and almost stolen. The Green 3-pointer up and no good. Rebounded by Waters. Waters throws it all the way down the court. It's Addy. Addy has it shot, pass it across the court. Jermaine Buford for 3, up and good. 3-pointer from Jeremiah Buford, and timeout's going to be called by South Georgia Tech. Highlands has raced out to an early 50-38 lead here in the second period. 15:45 left in the game. 12-point lead. Now this game unbelievably outscoring the Jets 14-1 here in the second period so far. This is the kind of start you have to have. You got to come out on fire here in the second period of a tight game like this if you expect to win. You have to hold on to the lead though, unlike earlier when they kind of let the Jets come back in. They're going to have to find a way to keep the lead. Coach Gaffney down there telling his players exactly what to do. He's going to have to make sure that they understand their assignments and they have to keep their lead here, maybe early on in the second period, but a breakdown right here and let them get back in the game could give them all the momentum later in the game. Coming onto the court for the Chargers, Tyler Thornton, Jermaine Buford, DeMarcus Addy, Tawan Johnson, and Khalil Waters. Tawan Johnson having a nice game, Maywood, Illinois native, near Chicago. Jets basketball though. Green inbounds it to Rico Simmons. Rico Simmons sends Green on a fly route, seems like. Simmons races down the court. Gets it in the corner for a three-pointer up and no good. Short from number 10. That's Duran Green into the game. Chargers rebounds it. DeMarcus Addy all the way down the court and a great layup. Good job to draw the foul as well. Second personal foul on Devontae Foster here in the game.
At the line for Georgia Highlands, number 4, DeMarcus Addy, 1 shot.
Again, sending the Maywood, Illinois native, the Kaskaskia College transfer, DeMarcus Addy to the line. His team leads 52-38. He's looking to extend that lead. First shot is up and good. And one, rather. And that extends the lead to 15, the biggest lead of the night for either team. Jets have the ball now, looking to get back into it. It's Rico Simmons zigzagging his way up across the midcourt. Guarded by Tawan Johnson. Puts up a layup up and no good, but it is rebounded. Rebounded by number 33. That was Mattis, but it was a good job blocked there by Tyler Thornton. Tawan Johnson on the other end misses a layup. Almost stolen, and they're gonna get a foul on Tyler Thornton for reaching in there. Got to play smarter than that. He realizes what he did and he'll know not to do it next time. The freshman forward, Tyler Thornton, Atlanta, Georgia native. Jets inbounds in it. Finally get it to DeMonte Green, but it's stripped and stolen away by Tawan Johnson, and then they're going to call Tawan Johnson for a travel. Crazy change of events there for the Chargers. A high followed by a low. Get a steal and then have a travel when he trips over the other team's player. Jets get the ball back. Rico Simmons has it now. Bringing it up the court, guarded by Tawan Johnson. Tawan Johnson heavy on him on defense. Rico Simmons trying to find an open lane or a passer, gets it to Mattis. Mattis tries to drive it in the lane, puts up a layup up and no good. It was rebounded though, and put up for again another shot by Durant Green, and he's gonna draw a foul on his shot.
Personal foul, Georgia Highlands, number 20, A.J. Farrer.
A.J. Farrer.
His
second personal foul on A.J. Farrer is gonna send Durant Green to the line. The foul being called on A.J. Farrer. He is a sophomore guard, transfer from Morehouse College in Atlanta. Durant Green going to the line here for the Jets. First trip to the line of the night.
At the line for South Georgia Tech, number 10, Durant Green.
Still getting set, getting everything ready. Refs give him the okay. Durant Green, first shot, up and good. 39-53, Chargers still leading. A.J. Farrer has it now, gets it to the left side. That's Addy. Tossed it to the far outside. That's Jeremiah Buford. And in the corner is Tawan Johnson for three, and good.
Tawan Johnson for three.
All the way down the court, though. DeMonte Green, not to be outdone, all the way down the court with a layup. DeMonte Green, nice layup there. 7 points of the game. Foul is going to be called. It's going to remain Chargers basketball here. Thornton looking to inbounds it and does. Gets it inbounds to number 15. That's Shea Lyndon Brown. Shea Lyndon Brown, freshman guard from Regent Park, Ontario, Canada. Marcus Addy has it now, gets it in the paint to Farrer, back to Addy for three, and he got it in the corner, the same exact corner that Tawan Johnson just hit a three from. Jets in transition now. Rico Simmons, guarded by Johnson. Three-pointer up and no good, but the putback by Devontae Foster. Chargers have it back now. Shea Brown, top of the key. Gets it to the left, that's Addy. Addy has it corner. Tawan Johnson fakes the three. Gets it to Addy. Far right is Shea Brown now. Gets it to Farrer. Farrer drives, passes it. Goes back to Shea Brown from deep. Three, up and no good. It's going to get rebounded by Mattis. Look what I found. Throws it up the court. It's Simmons. Rico Simmons has it. Puts up a layup, up and no good, and it's blocked by Tyler Thornton, the freshman. In transition, it's Tywan Johnson all alone. Tywan Johnson puts in the layup. 61-43 Chargers lead now. They've raced out to a huge lead, 18-point lead here in the second half, and that's exactly what they've needed. Monte Green has it now. Or that's Alford, rather. Alford has it. It's tipped away, and he saves it somehow. Oh, no, the Jets have numbers. Simmons up for a layup up and no good, and it's rebounded by Farrer. Nope, it goes to Simmons instead. Puts up an awkward layup up and no good. It looked like he was looking for a foul. Didn't get it. Chargers have it now. It's Tywan Johnson. He passes it off to Addy. Addy puts up the layup up and no good, but Farrer gets the rebound up and no good. And finally, Tyler Thornton puts it in. A freshman from South Atlanta, Georgia. Jets get the basketball. That is a Meshawan Alford. Hands it off to Rico Simmons. Rico Simmons has it. Passes it up to DeMonte Foster. Gets it to Duran Green, drives to the line and loses it.
Personal foul, Georgia Highlands, number 33, Tyler Thornton. His first personal foul, fourth team foul.
And Tyler Thornton's going to be called with a foul, his first personal foul. He's going to check out along with Tywan Johnson. Coming in, A.J. Banton and Khalil Waters both checking in. A.J. Farrer coming out as well. DeJuan Bass has it now for the Jets. Top of the key, guarded by Tyler Thornton. Drive to the line up and good. Good shot by DeJuan Bass. 45-63, his team still trails. The Chargers leading by 18 still, 11:42 left in the game. Shea Brown has it top of the key, standing right on that Charger logo, passed it up to the right. It's Waters. Waters tried to get it into A.J. Banton, but couldn't. Banton, the Virginia native, all over Rico Simmons in defense. Shot is up from Duran, up and no good. Duran Green misses three-pointer. It's rebounded by DeMarcus Addy, who puts up a three of his own, up and no good also. But Banton for the rebound. Puts a layup up and no good, but it's sent him to the line. A foul is going to be called on Bass.
Personal foul, South Georgia Tech, number 11, DeJuan Bass. His fourth personal foul.
Fourth foul on DeJuan Bass sends A.J. Banton, the redshirt freshman guard from Locust Grove, Georgia, South Atlanta. First shot from Banton up and good. Transferred in from Fork Union Military Academy in Fork Union, Virginia. Banton getting ready for his second shot, made the first one. And it's good also. 65-45, 20-point lead here for the Chargers. Rico Simmons seeing if he can't cut in the lead now, going all the way down the court. Almost lost possession. Gets it up to number 4. That's Malik Wilson checking into the game for the first time. And the shot's up and good. Banton has it now top of the key at midcourt. It's Shea Brown. Shea Lyndon Brown has it. Brings it to the left. That's DeMarcus Addy. DeMarcus Addy has it. Being heavily covered. Turns around, spins. Brings it back towards the center. Tries to drive towards the line. Puts up a layup up and good from DeMarcus Addy. Having a huge second half here. Rico Simmons has it again for the Jets. Looked like a bit of a walk there by Simmons, not called, and they're going to call a foul on the shot. They're going to call a foul on A.J. Banton.
Personal foul, Georgia Highlands, number 5, A.J. Banton. His first personal foul, 15 foul.
First foul of the game for A.J. Banton. 5 team fouls here in the second half for the Chargers, 7 for the Jets. Chargers leading 67-49, 10:26 left here in the second period. Rico Simmons. First shot. The and one is up and rattles around about 2 times and finally goes down. So it is good. The shot is good. Chargers basketball now. Shea Brown has it. Bringing it up the court. Crosses midcourt now. Spins around a little bit. Driving to the far side of the court. Gets it back. It's Khalil Waters. Khalil Waters to the side. DeMarcus Addy for 3 up and no good. A little bit too much on it. Curved a little bit too much. Rebound goes to Adonis Green of the Jets. Jets have it now on the Chargers side of the court, back to Adonis Green, and layup up and no good. Huge, very physical defense here by all the Chargers. And wow, I don't know about that call. Adonis Green has it, gets his own rebound, puts up the shot, and they're going to call a foul on number 4. Marcus Addy. Third foul for DeMarcus Addy. 16th foul here, second period for these Georgia Highlands Chargers. Still clinging on to a 15-point lead, but that was a 20-point lead just a second ago. And have to get it back together on defense. And one up and good from Green. Down the court is Shea Brown. Shea Brown does a little dribble move, and it's stolen away from him by Rico Simmons. Simmons, the quickest man on the court, all the way down, and he puts up a layup, and Khalil Waters apparently a little too aggressive there, is going to get called for the foul.
Number 13, Khalil Waters. Second personal foul, 17th foul. At the line for South Georgia Tech, number 1, Rico Simmons, shooting 2.
Sends Rico Simmons to the line. Shot up and good. First shot from Simmons. Had a huge first half with 14 points for these Jets. 9:39 left in the second period. 67-54. Chargers lead. Second shot up and good. 67-55 Chargers lead now. Down the court, it's the Chargers. Sandro Noel puts up the layup, up and good. 69-55 now, the lead is back to 14. Jets coming up the court, it's Wiggins. Wiggins, a little stutter step, puts shot up and no good. Rebounded up by Malik Wilson, puts in a layup. Still a 12-point lead for the Chargers. Shea Brown gets it stripped out of bounds by him. Good job on defense there by Duran Green of these Jets. He's going to go out of bounds. Tipped out off of the leg of Shea Brown, and that's going to give the Jets basketball. Shea Brown checking out. Tawan Johnson coming in. Rico Simmons has it. Drive to the hoop, up and no good. Off the glass, rebounded by Sandro Noel, bringing it down the court. Gonna throw it up to Tawan Johnson. A lot of contact there, no calling. Noel up, good for the dunk. 70-57, 71-57 rather. After the score by Noel, all the way down the court is the Jets, and it's gonna be out of bounds off Georgia Highlands. It's gonna remain South Georgia Tech basketball. Trying to cut into this 14-point lead are the Jets. 8:46 left here in the second period. Rico Simmons has it. Passed it inbounds. That's Wiggins. A little too much contact by Sandro Noel. Maybe a pushing foul, I believe. Maybe a 1-and-1.
Number 24, Sandro Noel. Fourth personal foul.
Fourth foul on Noel. Wiggins goes to the line.
At the line, number 34, Markel Wiggins.
No good. Shot is no good by Wiggins. Chargers have it now. It's Tawan Johnson. Tawan Johnson bringing it up the court. Passes it back. That's DeMarcus Addy. Back to Tawan Johnson, top of the key. Drives to the line, very physical player when he drives to the line like that, but it gets rebounded by Wiggins. Unbelievable rebound. And Jets have it now. It's Rico Simmons bringing it down the court. Put up layup up and no good, and it's going to get rebounded though by Wiggins. A lot of stuff going on down there in a scuffle. Shot is up and good by Wiggins. Timeout. Score is 71-59. Chargers leading over the South Georgia Tech Jets. 8:05 left here in the game. Jets still trying to get cut into this 12-point lead. There's plenty of time left. Whole lot of game left. Whole lot of exciting time. A lot of time for exciting play left here in this game.
As they take on the Lady Chargers tip off at 5:30, followed by the Chargers
players' game plan in case you might need a refresher on it. Of course, Georgia Highlands gave the baseball team their conference championship rings and trophy at halftime. Very big old golden baseball glove as a trophy, and every player got a ring. Congratulations to them there. Many players went on to, many players of that team that aren't with the team anymore have signed with Division I programs. Eastern Kentucky, Western Kentucky, a few other programs like LaGrange, Augusta. Congratulations to them. Chargers basketball back in the game now. Jeremiah Buford has it. Gets it up the court. It's Khalil Waters for three. Sandro Noel got it and up and no good. It's rebounded by the Jets. Now it's Adonis Green with the ball. Now Rico Simmons has it. Simmons drives to the right. There's Wiggins. Wiggins puts up an awkward shot up and no good. Blocked. Adonis Green puts up a shot and no good again. It's tipped up and rebounded by Khalil Waters somehow. He falls to the court. But DeMarcus Addy's going all the way up. Alley-oop to Sandro Noel and barely misses a huge slam. Rebounded by Tawan Johnson. Shots up and no good. And Noel almost, he gets the rebound but stripped from him by Rico Simmons. Rico Simmons up and no good. But right there for the rebound is Malik Wilson, a freshman, lays it up and in. 71-61, a 20-point lead is turned into a 10-point lead. And something happened down there. A.J. Farr inbounds it to DeMarcus Addy. DeMarcus Addy brings it up the court. Dribbles it to the left. Gets it to the center now. It's Farrer. They're going to call a travel on Farrer. Pretty blatant travel there. And that gives the Jets the basketball. Adonis Green looking to inbounds it. Gets it to Rico Simmons. Rico Simmons dribbling it up midcourt. Passes it back to Adonis Green. Makes the cut to the hoop and loses possession of it. And there's going to be a foul on 20. That's A.J. Farrer.
Personal foul, Georgia Highlands, number 20, A.J. Farrer, his
Third personal foul of Farrer. And
at the line for South Georgia Tech.
slowly but surely these Jets are crawling back into this game. Only a 10-point lead now for the Chargers. First shot from Adonis Green up and good. 6:51 left in the game. 71-62 Chargers lead. Second shot up and good also. 71-63. Chargers take a timeout. Definitely going to need a change of pace or something here, because you can't let them keep creeping into this game as Chargers huge leads dribble down to an 8-point lead now. Chargers 71, Jets 63, 6:51 left here in the second period. Spectacular games from some players here for the Chargers. DeMarcus Addy, huge game for him. Sandro Noel having a nice game as well. Jeremiah Buford. For the Jets, it all starts with Rico Simmons. 14-point first half. He had to slow down a bit here in the second half. I have 5 already for him. Adonis Green and Malik Wilson both having nice second halves. DeJuan Bass had a huge first half, not as big of a second half so far. They're going to have to try to find a way to get him incorporated into the game. If he comes back in, of course, he's in pretty big foul trouble. 4 fouls on him already. He will not be coming in right now, but you have to imagine here and just pretty soon they'll be bringing him back in. Coming in for the Chargers, Tawan Johnson, A.J. Farrer, DeMarcus Addy, Tyler Thornton, and Jeremiah Buford. Farrer's going to inbounds it. Can't find a man. Finally finds one. It's DeMarcus Addy. DeMarcus Addy brings it up the court. Manchester, Georgia native, hands it off to Tawan Johnson. Gets it back to Addy for 3, up and no good, but it's rebounded by Rico Simmons, and going to call a foul. I'm going to say that Tawan Johnson fouled. Nope, it's going to go on number 20. That's AJ Fair. It's an off-the-ball foul.
His fourth personal foul, 10th team foul.
Fourth foul, 10th team foul here in the second half for the Chargers. Only 7 for the Jets.
At the line for South
Going to the line is Rico Simmons, rather. For 2 shots, double bonus. First shot up and good. 6:36 left, 71-64 Chargers lead, but the lead is decreasing. Second shot up and good also, 71-65. It's a 6-point game now. Coming down the court is DeMarcus Addy. DeMarcus Addy gets it to Tawan Johnson. Looks like he was going to take 3, but decides against it and passes it back to the top of the key. DeMarcus Addy letting some clock bleed, setting up some offense. Khalil Waters has it now. Goes to the lane, up and no good. Gets on rebounds. Tawan Johnson has it now. Far side of the court, gets it to DeMarcus Addy. Makes a cut to the hoop, puts up a layup up and no good, and they're going to wave the foul off and they're going to say he charged. Fourth personal foul for Addy in the game, 11th foul of this half for these Chargers. Jets basketball now. They get it up to Adonis Green. Adonis Green all the way down the court, up and good, and he makes the layup and draws the foul. 71-67 now. Chargers still leading, but if Adonis Green makes this free throw, it will be a 1-possession game. Adonis Green getting ready. And one is up and no good, short. Rebound by Tyler Thornton. You got to find a way to get some momentum going if you're the Chargers here. DeMarcus Addy coming down the court, heavily guarded. Trying to find a way, almost stripped from him. And they're going to call a foul. Way too much there by Malik Wilson reaching in. First personal foul from Malik Wilson. 8th team foul here for these Jets in the second half. It's going to send DeMarcus Addy to the line. DeMarcus Addy coming into the game, a 76% free throw shooter. First shot is up and good from Addy. Having a nice second half here. Only 3 points in the first half, but already about 4 times that here. Second shot also up and good. 6-point lead for the Chargers. Rico Simmons has it now. Showing off some dribbling skills, gets it to Adonis Green. Now, Bass back in the game. 3-pointer up, and no good. The shot was from Duran Green, rebounded by these Chargers. DeMarcus Addy rifles it down the court to Tawan Johnson. Puts up a layup, beautiful layup up and no good, but they're going to call a blocking foul. Call a blocking foul number 34, that's Wiggins. If my count's right, that'll be his 4th foul. Yep, 4th personal foul for Wiggins. 9th team foul for these South Georgia Tech Jets. Sending Tawan Johnson to the line. 73-67, his team's already leading. He's looking to try to extend the lead just a little bit. First shot up and no good. Got to capitalize on these easy ones. Second shot. Up and good. 74-67, 7-point lead here for these Chargers. Inbounds pass goes to Simmons. Simmons bringing it up the court. Guarded by Tawan Johnson. Tawan Johnson might have got away with some reaching in there, but they caught Tyler Thornton. Too much by the freshman forward. His second personal foul for Tyler Thornton. Since they're already in the double bonus, that sends Rico Simmons to the line for 2. First shot up and no good. You can tell right when he shot it, he knew that it wasn't going to be good just by his reaction. 74-67, 5:13 left. And second shot is up and good. 74-68. Chargers lead by 6. 5:11 left here in the second half. Marcus Addy bringing it up the court, gives it to Taywon Johnson. Now it's Khalil Waters. And it's stolen by Base. And they're going to, it's out of bounds, yeah. Out of bounds by DeJuan Base, who had a nice first half. Got in foul trouble, hadn't been seen too much here in the second half. Got a steal, but goes out of bounds. Inbounds pass, Buford gives it in to DeMarcus Addy. Addy brings it up the court, passes it up to Taywon Johnson. Now Khalil Waters has it. Back to Addy. Trying to find an open passer. It's Jeremiah Buford, rather. Three-pointer up and no good. Rebounded by Wiggins. 4:42 left in the game. Taywon Johnson, or Rico Simmons, rather, bringing it down the court. Layup up and rolls around, goes in. Huge basket there for Rico Simmons. 74-70, it's a 4-point game now. 4:20 left here in this second half. DeMarcus Addy has it now. Jumper up from Addy, up and good. It's a pretty shot, ain't it? 76-70. Chargers leading, 4:06 left. Rico Simmons has it. Right side, makes a cut past the defender, puts up a weird layup up and no good, and it's tipped all around and rebounded by Chargers, but then lost. And DeJuan Base just puts in a nice dunk, and it's a 4-point game again. Inbounds pass to Addy. Thornton has it, gives it up to Buford. Buford in the corner, it's Taywon Johnson. Gets it up, Khalil Waters for three, got it! 3-point shot from the Douglasville native, makes it a 79-72 game. Rico Simmons has it now. Gives it up to Adonis Green. Adonis Green gets it up. It's Marquell Wiggins. Shot up and no good, and it's going to get rebounded by DeMarcus Addy. And I believe that's... 3:15 left here in the game. 78-70, the Chargers lead. 6-point lead in the last few minutes here of this game. It's been a tight one. It was a tight one all through the first period. Chargers raced out to a huge lead, but since, it's been all Jets. Chargers starting to get a little bit of momentum going their way now. Addy passes it out. It's Khalil Waters. Fakes the layup, then puts up another one up and no good, and it's almost rebounded, but tipped out of bounds by Sandra Noel going for the rebounds. 78-72, 3 minutes left. Jets basketball. Khalil Waters going to try to find a way to tip this inbounds pass. Not able to, though. Malik Wilson gets it. Now it's Rico Simmons. Rico Simmons coming all the way down the court as he always does, as he has this whole game. He's had a huge game. Bringing it up the court, up and no good, and it's tipped all around and stolen by Khalil Waters, and wide open is DeMarcus Addy with the put-away dunk. Continuing his huge second half, the Maywood, Illinois native. Jets have it now. It's DeJuan Bass, and it's stolen, almost stolen by Taywon Johnson there. Tipped out of bounds. And it's going to remain Jets basketball. Khalil Waters going down the court to get the basketball right now. Bass going to inbound it for these Jets. 2:25, 8-point lead now for the Chargers, 80-72. Sandra Noel going to take a seat. Back in comes Tyler Thornton. Rico Simmons coming up with it. And now it's Adonis Green back to Simmons. Puts up a layup up and no good, block from behind. Adonis Green, though, puts up a shot, and we're going to get Tyler Thornton for the foul, his third foul here. Shot was good from Adonis Green. Gonna go to the line for a possible three-point play here. 80-74. Chargers lead. 2:13 left here in the ball game. Shot from Green up and good. Makes it a 5-point game, 80-75. Thornton looking for a passer, and he finds Johnson. All the way down the court, it's Khalil Waters. Waters gets it to Addy. Addy has it now. Dribbles to the far side of the court. Trying to bring it back to the center, and he does. Passes it up. Thornton puts in, I guess you could call it a dunk. He went for a two-handed dunk, and it rattled all the way around. Finally goes in. Tyler Thornton gets it. Jets down the court. It's Rico Simmons trying to cut in the 7-point lead. Simmons cuts to the right, throws it back. Wiggins for three, up and no good. And it gets rebounded though. To Juan Johnson all the way down the court. Beautiful layup in transition. Maywood, Illinois native going off tonight. Shot is up and good. A three-pointer from Rico Simmons. Trying to keep his team in it as much as possible. 84-78. Chargers still leading by 6 here. 1:23 left in the game. And what has been a thriller from start to finish. Ups and downs for both teams. Huge momentum swings. And the Chargers are going to try to finish it out here the last 83 seconds of the game. Coming in for the Chargers is going to be Tajuan Johnson, along with DeMarcus Addy, Khalil Waters, Tyler Thornton, and Jermaine Buford. Staying in the game for these Jets, Rico Simmons, DeJuan Bass. Also, it's going to be Marquell Wiggins, along with Malik Wilson. And number 2, Adonis Green. Adonis Green having a huge second half performance here. No points in the first for Adonis Green. He got the start, didn't score in the first half, but he's had a huge second half keeping the game in this, or keeping the team in this game rather. Chargers still hold a 6-point lead, 84-78, 1:23 left, second period. Team's getting ready for play now. Jets looking to try to make a comeback here in the waning moments of the game. Chargers looking to close it out. Khalil Waters going to inbounds it. Gets it in. He's trying to find a passer. Gets it to Buford. Back to Waters. Almost stolen. Gets it up to Johnson. Johnson has it now. Going to dribble back towards the center. Huge press on him. Buford has it now. Trying to find a passer. Gets it all the way up to Johnson across the court. Addy has it now. DeMarcus Addy. Cuts to the left. And he's going to get it to Johnson. Layup up and no good. And he tries to get his own rebound. And Tyler Thornton comes away with it. Puts up a jumper up and no good. Violation of the clock there. Couldn't get any. Nobody could put it up to hit the rim, and that's going to give an automatic possession to the Jets. Rico Simmons has it. It's going to let it roll all the way towards midcourt. Try to save as much time as possible. Cutting to the right. Puts up a layup up and no good. Put back almost good from Adonis Green. Gets his own rebound and makes it. Put a timeout by South Georgia Tech. Jets have made it a 4-point game. 42.8 seconds left. 84-80. The Chargers still leading. A.J. Farrer looking to check in. Chargers going to be sending in, let's see, A.J. Farrer along with DeMarcus Addy, Juwan Johnson, and Khalil Waters, Tyler Thornton. Chargers trying to show everybody how they do it, how they can close it out here. Old school 90s music got going in the gym tonight, don't it? Parties here on the west side. 84-80, Chargers still hold the lead, 42.8 left. Crowd getting into it a little bit. Central does it like nobody does. Khalil Waters going to inbounds it now. Trying to find a passer and finds Juwan Johnson. Gets it to Waters. Trapped almost, gets it to Addy. Throws it up to Johnson. Johnson's open. Nobody near him now. Gets it back to Addy and going to call a foul before he can get it to Addy. He's going to send Johnson to the line. Second foul of the game for Malik Wilson. He's going to send again. He's going to send DeMarcus Addy to the line. Juwan Johnson going to the line for 2 shots here. First shot up. Rims out. Close but no cigar. Trying to add this 4-point lead. Second shot up. Good. 85-80. 30 seconds and ticking left in this ball game. Rico Simmons bringing it down the court. You know he's going to take the shot up and no good. Tipped out of bounds by Tyler Thornton. Rico Simmons inbounds it. Goes to number 10, Green. Back to Wiggins. They're going to have to put a shot up quick. Up and good. From Wiggins. Let's see. Timeout's going to be called by the Chargers. 85-82. Chargers leading with 16 seconds left here in this game. Again, 82-85. Score right here in Rome, Georgia at Georgia Highlands College. Hometown Chargers leading the visiting South Georgia Tech Jets from Americus, Georgia. 85-82, 16 seconds left. Huge game in conference. Sub 500 teams. Win will be a big boost for either team. Morale. Be a nice boost to the conference record as well. Well, let's see how it goes. Let's see if these Chargers can't finish it out. Khalil Waters going to inbounds it yet again. And everybody's guarded this time. Juwan Johnson gets off the block. He's almost trapped, but gets it to Waters. Waters does get fouled finally by Adonis Green, but they let some precious time tick off. Not too much time. 11.6. Fourth personal foul for Adonis Green. 85-82, Chargers leading, 11.6 left. Khalil Waters going to try to add to that lead. First shot drops. Yep, Coach Gaffney telling them, don't help them. Meaning if they shoot a 3, do not try to foul them, let it be a 4-point play. Second shot up and also good from Waters. Rico Simmons coming down the court. Passes it back to Adonis Green for 3, up and no good, too much on it. Tyler Thornton threw it right at the ground. It's tipped out of bounds, but that's going to do it. Clock hits 0 before it goes out of bounds. Chargers get a big in-conference win, 87-82 here at Georgia Highlands College. Very tightly contested ball game. Huge game in conference. Chargers come away with a big conference win here tonight. 87-82 is the final score. try to wait for the final statistics here in just a second. The final points and whatnot. We'll go over that in 1 second as teams are shaking hands. Hotly contested battle for sure, but great show of sportsmanship in the end as the winning Chargers meet in the huddle. Tell you what, I can't tell you the exact amounts, but for the Chargers, huge second halves from DeMarcus Addy, Khalil Waters, Sandro Noel really made this game possible, as well as Tawan Johnson really made it possible for them to come away with a win tonight. Credit where it's due. Rico Simmons, huge first half, and followed it up with a almost as good second half for the Jets. Adonis Green, big second half for him. Malik Wilson, nice second half as well. But other than that, not too much going on for the Jets in the second half. 87-82. Final score, Chargers win. Be back in action next week. I'm assuming next week we'll be back in action. And so I guess that'll do it for us. All right. Yeah, we'll be waiting for our statistics to come up here in just a second. Getting the final statistics here momentarily. Again, the final score, Georgia Highlands Chargers 87, South Georgia Tech College Jets 82. Extends the winning streak over the South Georgia Tech Jets for the Chargers. All right, some final statistics here. We'll start out with the Jets. 27 points for Rico Simmons, huge game for him. 14 in the first half, 13 in the second half. 13 points for Adonis Green, 11 for DeJuan Bass, 9 points for Marquell Wiggins, 5 points for Devontae Foster off the bench, 6 points for Malik Wilson, 5 points for Monte Green, 3 for Meshawan Offord, 2 points for Dominique Walker, and Duran Green added a free throw. And for the winning Chargers, 21 points for DeMarcus Addy, 16 points for Tawan Johnson, 15 points for Sandro Noel, 14 for Khalil Waters, and 8 for Jeremiah Buford off the bench. 8 points for Tyler Thornton, huge game for him off the bench. 4 points for A.J. Banton, and a free throw was good for Shea Brown, a point for him as well. So that'll do it for us from here from Georgia Highlands College as the Chargers win 87-82 over the South Georgia Tech Jets.